Hello, good day, everyone. So, welcome to our daily briefing. Okay, so I'm Kris. I'm at the ATFX Malaysia market analyst. So, let me take a review on the market graph about last night. So, actually, we can see that the last night the U.S. dollar was strengthened last night. So, it's actually affect to the forex major pair or the forex major pair GBP USD, USD JPY, and NZDUSD was affected by the US dollar instead last night. Okay, but when it come to the commodities pair, the commodities trading instrument, they didn't affect much by the strengthened US dollar last night. So we can see that actually the market don't have any big market volatility on last night in the market. Okay, now so in the market last night. So let us start our PowerPoint by today. So today is 16 July, which is Friday. So TGIF to all of you. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. So let us start our PowerPoint now. So let us take a recap on previous important economic data. Okay, so the first is Australia employment change June. So the previous is 115.2K, the forecast is 30K, and the actual is 229.1K, which is slightly lower than the forecast. Okay, so the data release time is at yesterday 9:30 o'clock in the morning. So actually, a lower than expected reading should be taken as negative or bearish for the Aussie dollar. Okay, so the next one is the UK average earnings including bonus May. So the previous is 5.7%. So the forecast is 7.1%. The actual is 7.3%. Okay, so actually the higher than expected reading should be taken as positive or bullish for the GBP, I mean the Great Britain pound. Okay, so the next one is UK Clement count change June. So the previous is negative 92.6K. So the actual is so the forecast is remain unknown. So the actual is negative 114.8K. So which is lower than the previous. Actually, this one is a good news for the GBP. So we should take it. The lower than expected reading should be taken as positive or bullish for the GBP. Okay. So the next one is US initial jobless claims 10 July. So the previous is 373,000. So the forecast is 360,000 and the actual is same as the forecast is 360,000. Okay, so actually it is how to say it is even it is same as the forecast, but actually it is a good news, still the good news for US dollar. Why? Because we can see that this is actually this is the lowest since this year's, the lowest data recorded here at 360,000. Okay, so it's still the lowest here. Okay, now so the next one is US Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index July. So previous is 30.7. So the forecast is 28, but the actual is 21.9, which is lower than the forecast and the previous. So actually it isn't good for the US dollar. But we can look back to our market graph here. So we can see that the US dollar went strengthened last night. So it went good, went up here last night. Okay, so that means what? This economic data doesn't affect much to the US dollar index last night. Okay, so when come to today, which important economic data we have to take focus on today? For in the Asia section, we have to take note on these two important economic data. So the first one is at 6:49 a.m. It's about the New Zealand inflation rate, and the second one is 11 a.m., which is a Bank of Japan interest rate decision. So let us take a look on the first important Asia section economic data. So the first one, New Zealand inflation rate yearly, quarter two. So the previous is 1.5%. So the forecast is 2.8%. The actual is 3.3%. So the data release time is at 6:45 in the morning today. Okay, so actually the actual is actually higher than the forecast and the previous. So it should be taken as positive bullish for the New Zealand dollar. Okay, so as we can see here, let us take a look on the NZDUSD here. Actually, the 6:45 is this time at this candlestick. So we can see this as a bullish candlestick for the NZDUSD. So we can see that the impact brought by the New Zealand inflation rate economic data here. Okay, so the next one is Bank of Japan interest rate decision. So the previous forecast and the actual, they are remain the same, negative at negative 0.1%. So the data release time is at 11 o'clock just now. Okay, so actually this interest rate decision doesn't bring big impact to the USD JPY, as we can see here, like just now 11 o'clock. This one don't have a big the interest rate decision doesn't bring big impact to the USD JPY here. As we can see, this is uh, a bearish candlestick here, doesn't bring big. Okay, so we can go to the next one. When it comes to EU section, we have to take focus on this Euro area inflation rate. Okay, so so let us take a look on this important EU section economic data today. So the Euro area inflation rate yearly final June. So the previous and forecast is at 1.9%. So the data release time is at 5 o'clock in the evening today. So if higher than expected reading should be taken as positive bullish for the euro dollar. So if lower than expected reading, so should be taken as negative or bearish for the euro dollar. Okay, so when it comes to the US section, there are three important economic data we have to take note on in EU section tonight. So the first one is let's take a look on the first one. So the first one is US retail sales exclude autos monthly June. Okay, so the previous is negative 0.7%. So the forecast is negative 0.4%. So the data release time is at 8:30 o'clock tonight. So if higher than expected reading, we should be taken as positive or bullish for the USD. So if lower than expected reading, should be taken as negative or bearish for the US dollar. Okay. So the next one is US retail sales. This one is more important than the core retail sales. Okay. So this one is more important. Okay. So US retail sales monthly June. The previous is negative 1.3%. The forecast is negative 0.4%. So the data release time is at 8:30 again at tonight. Okay, so a higher than expected reading should be taken as positive or bullish for the US dollar, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as negative or bearish for the US dollar. Okay, so when it comes to the last one, the last important US session economic data today is US Michigan consumer sentiment preliminary July. Okay, so the previous is 85.5. So the forecast is 66.5. So the data release time is at 10 o'clock tonight. Okay, so if higher than expected reading should be taken as positive or bullish for the US dollar. So while a lower than expected reading should be taken as negative or bearish for the US dollar. Okay, so when come to the last part of our briefing today, so it's the market update of gold market. Okay, so for the resistance level of today is 1837. So for the support level of today is 1823. So my personal opinion is will remain bullish, same as yesterday. So let us rate the market trend factors here. Why I will still take it as bullish for tonight. Okay. So although inflation has reached disturbing levels, so Fed Chairman Powell continued his dovish speeches again of keeping current monetary policy for the second day in a row. So U.S. Treasury Secretary Yellen expressed concern about the housing affordability of the people on Thursday and said that she expects high inflation data to continue for several months. But this is still temporarily. What are they saying? Actually, is actually the same. So adding that the Fed's leadership under Chairman Powell is well done. So regarding the data is showing that inflation is rising, she said that she thinks it is still temporary, not permanent. Okay, so the price of gold is currently the bulls taking the initiative. So and there is a chance for the price of gold to rise furthermore. Okay, so the recent consecutive dovish speeches by Fed Chairman Powell have given gold prices even greater upward momentum. Okay, so during the day we will focus on U.S. retail sales and the U.S. and the units and the U.S. Michigan consumer sentiment. Okay, so let us take a look on the market graph at right side here. So if the price didn't break down the pivot line here, which is the support level here, 1823. So actually the price of gold will remain bullish. So if the price went down here, 1823, break through 1823 to here, then the bullish we should change it into bearish. So that's all for our briefing today. So wish you guys have a good week, have a good day and enjoy your weekend. So see you again. Bye bye.